Imagine a world ruled by reptiles. Giant reptiles. Creatures so immense that they dwarfed everything around them, dominating the landscape with their sheer size and presence. This wasn't some monster movie, but the reality of the Jurassic period, roughly 150 million years ago. During this time, the Earth was a vastly different place, teeming with life forms that seem almost alien to us today. And among the most impressive of these prehistoric behemoths was Apatosaurus, a long-necked dinosaur that roamed what is now North America. This colossal creature was one of the largest animals to ever walk the Earth, with some individuals reaching lengths of up to 75 feet. Apatosaurus was a sauropod, a group known for their massive size, long necks, long tails, and small heads. These features made them uniquely adapted to their environment, allowing them to reach high into the trees to feed on foliage that other herbivores couldn't access. They were herbivores, meaning they ate plants, and what they lacked in ferocity, they made up for in sheer scale. Their enormous size provided them with a level of protection from predators, as few would dare to challenge such a giant. Understanding Apatosaurus gives us a window into a time when life on Earth was very different. By studying their fossils, we can piece together a picture of their daily lives, their behaviors, and their interactions with the environment around them. By studying their fossils, we learn about their biology, their environment, and the forces that shaped their world. Each bone, each fossilized footprint, tells a story of survival and adaptation in a world that was constantly changing. Through this, we gain a deeper appreciation for the incredible diversity of life that has existed on our planet. Apatosaurus was a true titan, measuring up to 75 feet long, about the length of 2 school buses. This massive dinosaur roamed the Earth during the Late Jurassic period, around 150 million years ago. Its sheer size and presence must have been a sight to behold in the prehistoric landscapes it inhabited. Imagine the size of its parking spot. It would need a space as large as a modern-day parking lot just to accommodate its length. This gives us a sense of the scale and grandeur of these magnificent creatures. Its most striking feature was its long neck, which could reach up to 17 feet, allowing it to graze on vegetation high and low. This long neck was not just for show. It was a crucial adaptation that enabled the Apatosaurus to access food sources that other herbivores couldn't reach, giving it a significant advantage in its ecosystem. Balancing out that neck was an equally long tail, thought to have acted as a counterbalance and perhaps even a weapon. This tail could have been used to ward off predators or communicate with other members of its species through sound or movement. The tail's versatility added another layer of complexity to this already fascinating dinosaur. Apatosaurus walked on 4 sturdy legs, like massive pillars, supporting its incredible weight. These legs were essential for bearing the immense bulk of the dinosaur, which could weigh as much as 40 tons. The structure of its legs and feet allowed it to move relatively efficiently for its size, navigating the diverse terrains of its environment. Its teeth were relatively small and peg-like, suited for stripping leaves from branches, but not for chewing. This meant that the Apatosaurus likely swallowed its food whole, relying on its massive digestive system to break down the tough plant material. This method of feeding was efficient and allowed the Apatosaurus to consume large quantities of vegetation to sustain its enormous body. Apatosaurus lived in a lush, tropical environment. Imagine towering ferns, giant conifers, and vast fields of horsetails. These plants formed the basis of the Apatosaurus diet. To fuel its enormous body, Apatosaurus had to eat constantly. It's estimated that an adult Apatosaurus may have consumed hundreds of pounds of vegetation every day. Their long necks allowed them to reach high into the trees, giving them access to food sources other dinosaurs couldn't reach. The history of Apatosaurus is intertwined with another iconic sauropod, Brontosaurus. These two giants roamed the Earth millions of years ago, leaving behind a legacy that would puzzle scientists for decades. In fact, for many years, they were thought to be the same dinosaur. This confusion stemmed from the early days of paleontology, when fossil discoveries were often rushed and sometimes misinterpreted. It all started in the late 1800s, during the Bone Wars, a period of intense fossil hunting and rivalry between two paleontologists, Othniel Charles Marsh and Edward Drinker Cope. These two men were in a race to discover and name as many dinosaur species as possible, often leading to hasty conclusions. Marsh described both Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus, but the competitive nature of the Bone Wars meant that accuracy sometimes took a back seat to speed. This led to the initial misclassification of these two dinosaurs. Later studies with more advanced techniques and a better understanding of dinosaur anatomy determined that the Brontosaurus skeleton was actually just an Apatosaurus with the wrong head. This revelation was a significant moment in paleontology, highlighting the importance of careful analysis and peer review. Despite the mix-up, the name Brontosaurus stuck in the public imagination. The image of the thunder lizard captured the fascination of people around the world, appearing in books, movies, and even as a beloved toy for children. It wasn't until recently that the name was officially reinstated, after a comprehensive study re-examined the fossils and found distinct differences. This study, published in 2015, reignited the debate and brought Brontosaurus back into the scientific fold. Scientists determined that there were enough differences between Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus to warrant separate classifications. These differences included variations in the vertebrae and other skeletal features, which were significant enough to distinguish the two as separate genera. This decision was a triumph for paleontology, showcasing how science evolves with new evidence and methodologies. Section 5. Living large in the Jurassic. The life of Apatosaurus. Apatosaurus lived in a world teeming with dinosaurs, both predators and prey. They shared their habitat with iconic carnivores like Allosaurus, as well as other sauropods like Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus. Evidence suggests that Apatosaurus may have been a social animal, living in herds for protection. These herds might have migrated across vast distances in search of food and water. Young Apatosaurus likely stayed close to the adults for safety. Section 6. Whip it good, defending against predators. Despite their size, Apatosaurus were not invincible. They had to be wary of predators like Allosaurus, which would have viewed them as a tasty meal. So how did Apatosaurus defend itself? Their sheer size was a deterrent, but they also had other tricks up their sleeve. Their long tails, powered by massive muscles, could be whipped with incredible force, potentially deterring or even injuring attackers. And those pillar-like legs? They could deliver a devastating kick if needed. Section 7. Apatosaurus in popular culture. A star is born. Apatosaurus, or should we say Brontosaurus, has captured the public imagination for over a century. It's a staple of dinosaur books, movies, and museum exhibits. Who can forget the awe-inspiring moment in the movie Jurassic Park when the characters first encounter a Brachiosaurus, often mistaken for an Apatosaurus, or the countless toys, models, and cartoons featuring this gentle giant? Apatosaurus has become synonymous with the wonder and mystery of the dinosaur age. Section 8. Unlocking the Secrets. The continuing story of Apatosaurus. The story of Apatosaurus is still being written. Every new fossil find helps us to understand these amazing creatures better. Paleontologists are constantly refining their theories about Apatosaurus's anatomy, behavior, and evolution. New technologies like three-dimensional scanning and computer modeling are giving us unprecedented insights into the lives of these extinct giants. We're learning more about their movement, their social interactions, and even their physiology. Section 9. Conclusion. A legacy in bone. Apatosaurus may be long gone, but its legacy lives on. Its fossils serve as a reminder of a time when giants walked the earth. By studying Apatosaurus, we gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity of life that has existed on our planet and the forces that have shaped it over millions of years. Apatosaurus is more than just a pile of old bones. It's a symbol of scientific discovery, a source of endless fascination, and a testament to the power of imagination.